Hi, Gemini. Welcome to your love and relationship reading for the month of November. I like to start off with a reading for my singles, and then I move into a reading for my couples. And straight up, this has been a hard month for a lot of people, and we're working our way through Scorpio season and into Sagittarius. And Scorpio season is all about transitioning and rebirth, so a lot of things that we have kept repressed, the universe is throwing up at us and saying, okay, ready or not, it's time to acknowledge these underlying issues so that we can transition into a brighter light, so to speak, okay? So a lot of our single signs is really focused on our inner work for the month. And I know that this might be very disappointing to a lot of singles who are like, hello, this is a love reading and I want to hear about, what's going to happen, in my love life. But some of this work that we're doing for the month of November is some of the greatest work that we will do on our life path, because we're preparing ourselves into transitioning into a new aspect of our life by working through some things so we can move forward. So where you are at right now, Gemini, is we have the Five of Swords, which has to do with deep work that we're doing. And I really think that this touches on the transitioning and maybe some repressed things that we haven't necessarily acknowledged. So we have the Five of Swords, we have the Seven of Wands, and the Three of Swords. So it looks like, you could very well be recovering from some heartache that you've been feeling, in regards to a situation where you have felt deceived, that somebody, took advantage of you, and you're essentially, heartbroken over this. We also have the Seven of Wands, which indicates that, your walls are up and you're in a very defense type mode that's going on. You're in a protective state right now. We do have the Seven of Cups, which is the foundation of this situation. And this could be that you are thinking of a lot of different decisions, especially in regards to your emotional state. However, November is all about like grounding and centering yourself. And because we have all these anxieties and emotions, it's best not to make any, rash decisions right now without giving them thorough thought before you move forward. And most of the time, when we have the Seven of Cups, these decisions or these choices aren't something that's going to be substantial or things that are going to last. So it's better right now to take pause and stay where you are before moving forward, so to speak, even though we're doing the work to essentially move forward, if that makes sense. We do have the World card. So in regards to the situation that we are dealing with, when we think about the world, this indicates that you were in a space where you're like, this relationship was it. Everything has come full circle. And I've worked, my whole life has worked up to this relationship. This was a situation that you thought was going to be long lasting. It wasn't, but things will come full circle again, because what goes up must come down. We always have that balance. Now, we do have the High Priestess, which has to do with, again, deep work, okay? We have a lot of deep work for the month. High Priestess is like, yeah, let's get this business done. But the High Priestess is always like, you have a lot of work to do and you're on your path, but I'm not going to help you do it. You have to figure this stuff out for yourself. And part of doing that is really listening to your intuition. But this also touches on the deep state of mind that you're in and just focusing on this deep work that we're doing. And, the Three of Swords and the Five of Swords are going to be bobbing their way in and out throughout the month. It's going to be a prickly month, as Lindsay Mack likes to put it. Now, you in the environment of the future is the Six of Swords, and this is the relief that you've been seeking from the Five of Swords and the Three of Swords, okay? So, we have a lot of work that we're going to be doing in our head, but, when we talk about the month of November and the transitions that we're going through, the Six of Swords is always, moving forward for the better, okay, and transitioning into a better place, moving forward, okay? So these issues that you're dealing with right here, you're going to be able to work through them, and you're going to be in a better space. This is your relief. So even though the month of November is going to be all about self-work for you and working through, this heartache and this deception that we're dealing with in the center. We have the Sun cards. You will, get back into that happy space. And this is going to be a much better space than, what you previously were in. This is a euphoric type happiness that you're working your way towards. So, with that said, I am going to pull a card from my moon deck. We have a Jumper. I shed habits that hinder my truth. I release and renew. That is so perfect for the energy that we are working with through, Scorpio season. I shed habits that hinder my truth. I release and renew. I release. I process and release. I process and release. Let that be your mantra for the month, okay? It's going to be a prickly month, you guys, but you will get through this. I know it's been a difficult month for me as well. So with that said, we are going to move into a reading for our couples. Okay. We have a lot of honest energy, so to speak, maybe even, sort of confrontational, and not necessarily confrontational in a negative way, so to speak, but more of like, harnessing and addressing your problems head on in honor to move forward, because essentially that's what we're doing here on this path of life. We have no choice but to constantly move forward, okay? So we're always moving forward, whether, we're really aware of it or not, so to speak. But this energy that we're working with in regards to this spread is like, kind of just taking it head on, acknowledging it and saying, okay, divine, show me my path. And in this relationship space, we have all of this straightforward communication that we're dealing with in regards to Gemini couples. And the energy that you're bringing, forward into this relationship is the Fool. Okay, let's leave the past behind us and let's move forward in a different direction. More of that forward, progression energy that we're working with. Okay, new path, new beginning. Let's start over. Okay, so we also have the Four of Cups, which touches on you know, where you're at now in regards to this relationship, and there is an element of dissatisfaction, right? Things aren't working out the way you anticipated. However, the energy that we're dealing with in regards to the Four of Cups is you're acting like everything is okay, but inside, you know, we have this repressed energy that we're keeping within instead of expressing it. So again, we can capture this situation and move forward from it. Not to sound like a broken record, but I'm all about the forward momentum. Now, we also have the Four of Swords, okay, which is where you're at now in regards to this relationship as far as, you know, where you're wanting to take it. And the Four of Swords touches on, you know, the mental angst and energy that you are spending thinking about this relationship, thinking about these underlying issues that, you know, you're like, I want to move forward in a new direction, but where we're at right now, it's just not working, and you're spending a lot of time thinking about it to the point where you're overthinking it. It's time for you to chill out, okay? Now, the type of energy that your partner's bringing into this relationship is the Nine of Pentacles, and this touches on independence and freedom. This person is extremely independent. And sometimes when you're in a relationship with this person, and I'm also with a very independent person, it sometimes feels like, what's my part on this path with you? And sometimes it leaves you questioning, you know, your worth to this individual. And just because they're independent and, you know, strong-willed on their own path, it doesn't mean that they don't need you on your path. But sometimes they aren't always clear on showing it, okay? Now, where your partner is in regards to this relationship is the Temperance. This is healing. This is wanting to fix whatever it is that's going on in this situation. This is where the unconscious meets the conscious. This is the blending of energies in order to move forward. This is the calm after the storm, okay? This person's ready to heal and ready to move forward. This person's ready to fix this situation. Now, we have the Magician, which touches on, you know, where they want to take this relationship. Now, we have the Fool over here, which is all about, okay, let's leave the past in the past and move forward in a new direction. This person is saying, okay, let's move forward in the next direction. Let's work towards it now. And let's figure it out. You know, we can make this situation work if we want to. We just have to put the pieces together. Now, how you see your partner is the Two of Pentacles. This is a struggle of balance. Does this person have time for me? How are we going to make this situation work with all the different aspects of our lives that this individual has going on? Now, how your partner sees you is the Seven of Wands. This indicates that your partner sees you in a defensive state. You know, you have walls up, which works really well with the Four of Cups. You know, this person knows that something's going on with you, but they're not quite sure what, but they want to move forward from it. And in order for this relationship to work, we have the King of Swords energy, which is all about that taking these issues head on and addressing it and speaking from a very honest, authentic state so that we can move forward. And sometimes the energy of the King of Swords, it can be kind of overwhelming and hard to deal with because it's such a raw, almost brutal type of honesty. Okay, this energy is ready to fight for what they want, and they're willing to speak from a place of truth. So with that said, if you guys have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. And I'm going to pull a card from my moon deck. I am courageous, steady, and strong. I am courageous, steady, and strong. And sometimes you need to pull from this strength to address these underlying issues, to express those inner vulnerabilities in order to move forward. It's going to be tough, but pull on that strength from within, listen to thyself, and the divine will lead you on the right path. So with that said, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to email me at mantraflowtarot@gmail.com. Thanks, you guys.